COVID-19 is again at the bottom. So this is a very serious pandemic. We are all suffering from it. But friends, we have been exposed to much bigger and much more prevalent diseases than this. Of course, it is not over. It is going to take some time. But we should not worry, because in front of so many other pandemics that humanity has experienced and also recovered, COVID-19 that way is not all that bad. So after putting this in perspective, I would like to go ahead and show you how the cases in India have been slowly rising in a cumulative fashion. Okay, there have been many, okay, all the chat messages are good evening and good morning, sir. Okay, right. So you see that up to around, third week of April, there were very few cases. And then slowly they began rising and rising and rising. And as of date, you can imagine how many cases are there. Now, let's also look at the next information, which is how many cases are being observed every day. So in the last few days, we see that we are breaking newer and newer records. Okay, we are seeing close to 74,000 cases in a day, new cases. So this is very alarming. But in a country where the population is around 130, 133 crores, 70,000 is a large number, but not such a large number that it can cause too much of alarm. However, we have to not rest, and we have to wait for the vaccine. Once the vaccine arrives and once vaccination takes place all over, slowly and slowly our life will become completely back to normal. But till that time, we have to learn to live with this particular disease. Okay. Now, let me also ask you a question, but this I don't want you to answer. I just want you to just think about it. Just apply your mind and think for about 10-15 seconds. What is the worst outcome of COVID-19? Okay. Just think about it. Okay. Now, what has happened is that because of COVID-19, we see lots of deaths happening around us. Okay. Because of the deaths, governments all over the world, including our own government, they imposed a lockdown. And then there was a second lockdown. And then there was a third lockdown. And now slowly things are opening up. Because of the lockdown, not only in India, but also all over the world, the economy was hit. Many businesses were very drastically affected. Many businesses, many people, they lost their jobs. And that has caused a lot of anger and a lot of frustration all over. Now, a few months ago, there were some people who were stuck at an undesirable location. They wanted to be at home. They wanted to be away from where they are working or where they are currently positioned. So they were stuck. And for many of us, we are now suffering from a massive amount of boredom, because initially when the lockdown started, people were very happy. They wanted to use the time to catch up with the family. A lot of us wanted to watch all the films on television, Netflix, Amazon Prime, etc. No school, no college, no office, work at home, be comfortable. But now we are bored, because our worry is that there is a lot of uncertainty and anxiety. We don't know about the future. This uncertainty and anxiety itself has led to one very basic fundamental question everybody has. And that is, when will this end? Okay. Nobody knows the answer. I wish I could also give you an answer. If you ask me honestly, when will COVID-19 pandemic end? I don't know. Another bigger question is that, okay, whenever it ends, what will happen to my future? Those of you who are in school, maybe who are they want to appear for the examination in near future. You are worried about what will happen. There are students who are aspiring. They want to appear in NEET. They want to appear in JEE. They want to appear in CLAT. They are concerned about their future. Okay. Now, I want to now give you a counter argument. My question to you, but I don't want an answer from you right now, is I'll come to the answer in the next slide. Should COVID-19 really bother you? You as an individual, should you really be bothered? I make this statement with a lot of thought and with a lot of consideration. Some of you may feel offended, saying, what is he saying? Everybody is bothered about COVID-19. But let me give you some arguments. First question or first suggestion I want to say is, you are not on a ventilator, right? So you should not really bother about it. Those who are on a ventilator fighting for their lives, I can understand they are worried. You are also not on the roads, unlike so many of our fellow countrymen who had to walk literally hundreds or thousands of miles and kilometers to be with their loved ones. They were walking, they were taking any transportation, etc. So many of them lost their lives. We know about all those tragic accidents. Then thirdly, you are not hungry. You are having food on your table. You are fortunate that you are not hungry. Nitin Shimpi has raised the hand. Maybe I can ask Nitin, what does he want to say? Nitin, if there is something you want to say, maybe you can do it now.
I have I'm unmuting Nitin. Oh gosh. Nitin, you are unmute now. I think he muted himself again, sir.
Okay, great. So people have food on our table. Okay, right. Then you also have access to a phone. So therefore, in case you are frustrated, in case you are anxious, in case you are worried, you can pick up the phone and talk to some of your friends, some of your relatives, some of your loved ones, right? You are not in the middle of nowhere. God forbid, if something happens to you and you contract this virus, like so many of my friends and relatives have done, you may have access to some facility either within your own house or within the locality where you are staying, so that you can physically isolate yourself. Okay, another student called Mrityunjay Gerola has raised hand. We can probably ask if it is intentional or is it by mistake.
Sir, to stop you from being disturbed, I have written in the chat. If somebody wants to ask a question, they can message it here and I'll unmute them.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Don't bother about the raising hands.
The hands. Okay,
yeah.
Right. So fortunately, in case something is there, something happens to you, you can not unmute, but you can physically isolate yourself and get treated. And finally, since you are able to attend this webinar, you definitely have access to power and internet. It may not be 24 hours, it may be intermittent, it may not be very good, but it is there, sufficient for you to be able to take part in this particular internet. So with all these 6 points, I really want to make a very bold statement that actually you have no reason to worry, unlike the other people who are suffering from any one of these 6 problems. Okay, you don't have any reason to worry. However, the reality is that you are worrying, and therefore you would like to know how to stop worrying. Because whether we like it or not, this particular pandemic has made all of us worried. I have tried to give you a very logical argument saying that you don't have any of these 6 reasons and therefore you don't have a reason to worry. But the fact of the matter is I am worried, my friends are worried, my family is worried, and I'm sure you also are worried. And therefore you would like to know how to stop worrying, because worrying never helps us. Okay? Now, to stop worrying, you have to change your mindset.
Sir, there is a question from Mrityunjay. Sorry for interrupting.
Yes, Mrityunjay. Yes, Mrityunjay.
Yeah, let me just unmute him. Oh gosh. Mrityunjay, try unmuting yourself. There's some problem at my end.
Or maybe you can type the question which you can read.
Yeah, that's
Hello.
what... Yes, please. Go ahead.
Mrityunjay. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, as per I was reading some stories in lockdown of other people's that they were stuck in places, so I feel sympathy for them. Hello.
Yeah. Okay. So you felt sympathy for them. Okay.
So can you hear me?
I
Yes,
can
we
hear you. Yeah, go ahead. I can hear you. You felt sympathy for people in the
Sir, I
lockdown.
was feel yeah. So I was feeling sympathy for them. So I was feeling bad about this pandemic.
Okay, but
Yes, sir.
yeah, but that is,
So that was the reason for me to feel
yeah.
bad for
So
this
so let me ask you a question.
coronavirus outbreak.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, so what did you do about it? You felt bad about some people who are stuck in the lockdown. Yeah. What did you do about it?
I don't have an option. So,
Oh, you have an option. That's what I want to tell you. I will tell you. You have an option. We all have an option. We just have to
sir, rather I don't
find.
have an option to do so.
No. I'll talk to you in the end. There is an option you have with Vinjay. Everybody has an option. It's just that we don't know because we stop. We stop at that point. We say, okay, I am having sympathy, but the next thing is you have to do something about it. Anyway, we'll talk about it later. So my question is that you are not at all affected by any of these six. My question is not to Mrityunjay, but to everybody. So therefore, logically speaking, you have no reason to worry, but practically you are worrying. And the answer is that if you want to stop worrying, you need to change your mindset. Okay. Now, let me ask you a question. Now we will start the interaction session. Okay. We will start the interaction session now. So, but wait for some time. I have some suggestions and then you can choose. Everybody is concerned about what happens to them in the future. Okay. So if you want to make yourself future proof, friends, you have, according to me, two options. So just imagine, friends, all of you just imagine for some time that you are traveling on a road, a main highway, and suddenly your road comes into a Y junction. That means there is one left turn and then there is one right turn. And you have to choose one of these two right turns. So therefore, when you come to such a crossroad in life, when you have two roads and you have to choose one of them, one way of choosing the road to take is to look at the signboard and then to try and understand what is there in this road. If I take a left turn, I'll go to Udaipur. If I take a right turn, I'll go to Jaipur. Okay. So how do you know? You know by reading the signpost. So let's assume that you come to the crossroads and on the left hand side, you have a signboard which says this road is the Equip highway. And on the other side, you have another board which says this road is the Enrich highway. Now you have to choose between Equip and Enrich. You cannot take both of them. You have to take one of them. So that definitely you would like to know, okay, what is there in the Equip highway? The name says Equip. I don't know what is meant by Equip. So you probe deeper. You ask somebody. That somebody says, oh, if you take a left turn and go on the Equip highway, you are going to upskill yourself. Whereas if you take a right turn and go on the Enrich highway, you are going to upgrade yourself. Now again, upskill and upgrade are two words which don't really mean much to you because you don't know exactly what they are. So I'll give you some example or some simple explanation. If you take a left turn on the Equip highway, you are going to upskill yourself. By upskilling yourself, what you do in upskilling is that you either you learn how to use new tools, or if you already know or have some tools, you learn some new tricks of using that tool. For example, some of you may already know how to use, let us say, Microsoft PowerPoint to make a presentation. But then in upskilling, you might also learn some other tool to make a presentation, or you may learn in Microsoft Office PowerPoint how to make new changes. For example, how to do animation, how to insert a video. All these are tricks. So when you take the left turn, you are going to upskill yourself where you will learn new tools and new tricks. On the other hand, if you take the right turn, which is the Enrich highway where you upgrade yourself, there you will learn how to control your mind. And later on, if you continue further, you will learn how to purify your mind. So now I ask you a fundamental question. Which approach or which turn will you take? Will you take a left turn to go on the Equip highway where you end up learning new tools and new tricks? or you'll take a right turn and go to Enrich Highway, where you will learn mind control and mind purification. Now we start our interaction session. I would like to know from you which turn you will take and why. So now the floor is open. You can either raise your hands and Darshana will unmute you, or you can type your answer and Darshana will read it out. So the floor is open. Let me see what choice you make and why. More important, I want to know why. So Rohan Dorik has raised the hand. Yes, Rohan.
Rohan Dorik, please type your question while I try to unmute you.
Yeah, you can type your answer, equip or enrich. So right now, no questions are being taken, only answers are being taken. Students have to choose either equip or enrich and give me a reason for it.
Yes, sir. So somebody named D says both are necessary.
No, you cannot. When you are on the road with a right turn, you have to take one road. I told you in the beginning, you can't be on both the things. You have to choose left turn or right turn and decide.
So now momentarily I have allowed people to unmute themselves. So
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We are open.
Yeah.
Anybody can speak. Tell me the reason, the choice and the reason. If you have difficulty in speaking or audio, you can type your answer. Urvashi, which? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead, Urvashi. Please tell.
Okay. Good evening, sir. Sir, I think when we are at crossroads, then we have to leave the things to the Almighty and we have to upgrade. That is the path to control our mind.
So you see, there is nothing like Almighty here, huh, by the way. Don't think that if you go on the right turn, you are going to Almighty. But I understand your point. 1 minute, I'm just noting it down. So I'm putting one equip and one is enrich. And you have chosen enrichment, right? On the right hand side.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have chosen enrichment.
And what is the reason, ma'am? Why not left?
Because when we are at the crossroads, at that moment we have to choose our path left or right. And we don't can't accept that moment. And we have to be peace with ourselves that whatever we have to sail through with that.
Okay, so you feel that we don't need to future-proof ourselves by learning new tools and new tricks. We should go on the right-hand side. Okay, fine. Fair enough. It's a democracy. People have a choice. No problem. So the score is 1 in favor of enrich and 0 in favor of equip. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Let's go ahead. Next person. I'm keeping a score, by the way.
am I allowed to speak, sir? I'm Darshana.
Yeah, you can also. You are also a participant, Darshana.
Sure, sir. I think I would like to go for equip because when we are at a crossroad and we are to make a choice, I think picking up a new skill that helps us adapt is something I would have picked up.
Right. So according to Darshana, equipment is the more important in the current times, learning new tools and tricks. According to her, the mind control, mind purification, okay, that's not really important. Okay, that's not a problem. Go ahead. So the score is 1-1 equal. Next.
Sir,
Yes. Your name, please.
Prachi.
Prachi.
Sir, I will choose equip because I would like to learn new things.
Okay, great. So Prachi is going to take a left turn and go for equipment because she wants to learn new tools. Okay, great. Prachi.
There are two guys in the comments. CB Pujari, they say they would go for enrichment. There's another reply from Aparna Gautam. She says, I would choose the equip highway since we need immediate skills to cope and adapt with the situation at hand.
Okay. One more person has raised the hand, but it has gone down now. Yeah, feel free. This is an open house now. I want to take a decision after getting your view. So right now the score is 3 in favor of equipment and 2 in favor of enrichment. Come on, guys. You don't have to keep quiet.
Hello, my name is Hemant, and I think I would go with the equip choice
Okay.
because that ensures adaptation
Okay.
for future risks.
Okay.
So we have two more replies in the comment section. One is from Soumya Kumari. She says enrich, and Vineet Pujari, they say equip.
Okay. Right. When people are answering, they also should give some reasoning, because there should be a reason why you choose. You cannot say I tossed my coin and it came heads and therefore I'm going on enrichment. You have to give some kind of a reasoning. So right now the score is 5,3. 5 in favor of equip and 3 in favor of enrich.
Sir, one more person for equip. It's a 7C Parth.
Okay.
They say
Okay.
I would choose equip as I need new skill.
Okay. Very good. So how much time more should I give on this? I would like to really know the view of the people.
Okay, another 45 seconds maybe.
Okay. You tell me when to continue, and then I will give my views.
Okay, so participants, you have another 45 seconds starting now. So please put your views here. So Diksha says no. Shubham Kamble says I would choose equip for new skills. And Diksha also says I would choose equip myself. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I think overwhelmingly people are interested to equip themselves. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people have scored a goal for equip, and 3 people have scored a goal for enrich. All right. Okay.
Okay,
So
sir,
now,
we have someone named Prashant. He says I don't understand enrich option. Can you elaborate further?
yeah. So okay.
Sabha Praveen says equip again. Yeah. So we will close the.
Right. We'll close the voting.
Yeah.
We'll close the voting. Okay.
Yeah. But we have one more vote for equip now. 2 more vote for equip actually.
Okay. Okay. 10. So it becomes 10. Right. So basically, see, this is not very uncommon. Actually, many people, they really underestimate the power of mind control and also mind purification. So let me explain to you. Now, what is meant by mind control? Mind control basically means that I have control on my mind. Therefore, I don't do what my mind tells me to do. I don't follow my mind blindly. I do what I think is the right thing to do. But there is, and there are many people who are having very good control on their mind. History is full of examples, but there is also historical example of people who had a fantastic control on their mind, but they used their controlled mind for very undesirable things, which caused a lot of problem and bad blood in the society. I'll give you 2 examples. The first example is of Adolf Hitler, who was very disciplined. He had a fantastic control on his mind, but because of not having a purified mind, he decided to go for a genocide against the Israelis. And because of that, how much of havoc we had in this whole world. Closer to home, we have example of people like Shri Nathuram Godse, who also was a very disciplined soldier. He was a very disciplined person. If you read his biography or his story, you will find that he was highly disciplined. He used to get up at a specific time in the morning. He used to do a lot of physical exercises. He had a lot of control on his body and his disciplined lifestyle, but he used his control on the mind to kill Mahatma Gandhi. So it is not important just to stop at mind control. It's very important not only to control the mind, but also to purify the mind, so that a controlled mind cannot be used in the wrong direction. Now, many students, many people underestimate Now let me give you some examples. All of you have undergone a large amount of frustration, anxiety, etc. during the pandemic. Okay, and that is why you are here in this particular presentation. Many of you decided that, okay, when the pandemic starts, I'm going to learn a new tool, I'm going to learn a new trick, but you were not able to do it. The reason for that is that, unfortunately, you had no control on your mind. Your mind gets easily affected. It gets bored. It gets frustrated. It is not able to concentrate and focus on what you are supposed to do. It gets distracted by what is happening. Okay. So, learning new tools and learning new tricks is a good thing, but only after you have a sufficient control on your mind, because otherwise your efficiency of your tool is very poor. If you learn something in 6 hours, you will take maybe 20-30 hours, because a lot of time you waste. Ask yourself very honestly. All of us, we wanted to do something during the pandemic. Some of you said, okay, now there is no school, there is no college, I'm going to use this time to prepare for my examinations or do something. But today, if you ask honestly, you have not been able to do it, because I got bored, I got frustrated. Your body actually is not frustrated. It is your mind which is controlling on you. You don't have any control on your mind. Your mind has control on you and makes you do so many things which are undesirable. So, if you really want to benefit, you first have to change your mind. You have to learn how to mind your mind. Okay. So you can see in this particular graphic, our mind is entangled with many confusing things. We have to unentangle the mind and make it very calm and relaxed. When your mind is calm and relaxed, then you are able to do many interesting things. But when your mind is confused and entangled, then its efficiency is down. So if you want to change your mindset, and if you want to really achieve a state of mind where pandemic does not bother you, or not only the pandemic, other things also which should not bother you, don't bother you, then you have to understand how the mind works. So what we will do now is, in the next few slides, we will try to unravel the mystery of the working of the mind. Okay, we will see how mind works. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to, now I'm going to show you a series of images where you are going to learn how our mind works. Okay, and it's very scientific. Our mind and body complex has certain sensors, certain faculties which we have been given by God. One of them is the taste faculty. The second one is the hearing faculty, the ears. The third is the smelling faculty, or called the olfactory. Touch, see, okay, vision. So these are the 5 faculties that we have. These are our 5 senses. But we also have a 6th sense. Okay, we have a 6th sense. All of us also have a 6th sense. So can someone tell me from the audience, which is our 6th sense, other than the taste, the hear, the smell, the touch, and the see? So scientifically speaking, it's like a sensor. So can anybody help me by suggesting what is the 6th sense that we have? Thinking, very right, very right. That is the 6th sense. Now, all these senses put together, they come under one umbrella called as the cognition. Okay, so cognition basically means what? That suppose there is some sound wave generated somewhere. You have a hearing cognition. That means in your ears, on your eardrums, a pressure wave comes and hits. And there is something called cognition which says, oh, something is being spoken. Similarly, you open your eyes and you see something. You have a faculty of vision. So you see something. Just see. Okay. Similarly, a thought arises in your mind. So that leads to a something. Then similarly, you put something on your tongue, you get a taste. Now it doesn't stop here, friends. What happens is, the moment there is some input in our sense doors, immediately there is an evaluation. There is an evaluation. So when you hear a sound, you evaluate whether that sound is good or bad. If it is good, you can call it as music. If it is bad, you call it as noise. Similarly, taste. Similarly, smell. You can say bad smell or good smell. Sometimes you also have a neutral evaluation. So let's say you hear something and you're not able to understand it. So you say, I don't know. It is just some input. The evaluation actually leads straight away. Now evaluation does not remain just evaluation. Immediately it is followed by certain feelings, if it is in the mind, or sensations if it is on the body. So let me give you an example. So just imagine that you are walking in the corridor of your school or your college, and at some distance from you, you see that there are two teachers who are talking. So the moment you see the teachers, because your eyes have opened and seen them, you can have a cognition that, oh, there are these two teachers. Then you hear that they are talking something, and now you process that they are talking about you. Okay, and suppose they are saying, oh, this student is very good, very sincere, very hardworking. Then what you do is, first you hear that there is a sound, then you evaluate that this is a sound which is about me, and then you evaluate that it is a good feedback. They are talking good about me. So immediately you get a very good feeling in your mind. You feel good, and your whole body will start getting very positive and pleasurable sensations. On the other hand, once again you go in the corridor, once again you see two teachers talking, once again you hear them, but now you process with your evaluation that they are talking about me, and they are saying this is the worst student I have ever seen in my whole career so far. So you evaluate that the discussion or the words are against me in a way. They put me in bad light. Immediately you will start getting a bad feeling in your mind, and you will start getting undesirable sensations in the body. This happens with taste, this happens with smell, this happens with touch, this happens with vision, this also happens with a thought. Now, the problem is, it doesn't stop here also. The moment you have negative feelings or bad feelings or bad sensation or a good sensation, it doesn't matter what you get. One way of reacting to that is blind reaction. If it is something which is undesirable, you say it should not happen. So if the teacher talks about you negative, you will go and try to explain to them, no, ma'am, you have a wrong impression about me. Or you will start reacting because you don't like it. If they are talking good about you, then also you start reacting, but now it's a reaction to a positive sensation. So you start feeling better. There is another option that you have, and that is called as bare observation. So here you have some input, you do some evaluation, there are some feelings and sensations, but you do not react. Neither you react adversely to the negative sensations or bad sensations or negative feelings, nor you react to the positive feelings or good sensations. You just go for bare observation. So friends, the road that you take of blind reaction, it's a road towards misery. And the road, if you take of bare observation, that road is towards the peace. Okay, so Shubham Kale has raised his hand. I'd like to know if he has anything to share, or is it just by mistake?
I'm trying to unmute himself. Just give me. He says blind reaction.
Blind reaction. So what does he want to say? Does he want to say that that's a good thing to do?
Shubham, please try unmuting yourself.
Okay, Shubham and everybody else, the problem with the blind reaction is that blind reaction is the road to misery. And I don't think any one of us is interested to go to the road of misery. What we are looking for is peace, calm, relaxation. But that will only come if you develop the faculty of bare observation. The problem is that how do we develop bare observation? Very difficult. Okay. So this is a time when I would like to take a short break. Okay. And I'd like to conduct a small poll. There are 47 people. So I'm going to launch a poll. I would like you to please vote. You have options. You have to choose one of these options. Okay, so so far around 28% people have voted. There are a total of 45 people in this particular session, and 21 of them have voted so far. We have just crossed 50%. That's very great. But I'd like everyone to honestly vote. So there are some people who are finding it very good. There are some people who are finding it bad or no, they're not enjoying the session. And there are some people who are saying so-so. So we have received 64% of the votes. Other people are requested to quickly. So be very honest. You don't have to, simply say yes if you're not enjoying it. If you're enjoying it, you just say yes. If you're not enjoying, you say no. No problem, but vote. Exercise your right. You are in a democratic society. So please vote.
So there is a question.
Yeah. What is the question?
So somebody from YouTube is asking, who are watching you live on YouTube, they're asking, reflex is a blind reaction, and why would you call it a misery? Like
very good, very good. I'm happy the question has been raised. Reflex is a blind reaction is a reflex. And why are we saying that reflex is not a good thing to do? Yes, thank you so much. I'll come to that. But I'm just waiting for the voting to be over. We already have 73% voting. I also have a question. People on the YouTube, are you able to see the video? Are you able to see the PPT? Because when I try to do a YouTube broadcast, unfortunately, I cannot show the PPT.
We were able to manage, sir.
Yeah. Okay, great. So that's wonderful. I have to learn something from you. You can teach me in the end how to share the whole thing. Because when I do a YouTube share, unfortunately, students say that I can only hear you. I cannot see the PPT. Okay, friends, 71% people have voted. Okay, still I can give half a minute for people to vote. We are already spent 2.5 minutes. We will stop when the 3 minutes are over.
Sure,
and we will hope that more of you will vote.
Yeah. So if those of you who were confused, just like me, how to vote, you have a yes and no popping up on the right side of your screen. So you just have to press the yes or no. Yes is a green button and no is a red button, I guess.
There may be a so-so button also, because I have given 3 options.
Why can't I see the so-so one? Okay.
There is, because some people have taken that option. One option is yes, the other is no, third is so-so. Okay. Okay, I think I have to stop the voting now because we can't endlessly continue. So 77% people have voted, and I'm going to share the results with you, friends. So here on the screen, you can see the results. Darshana, can you tell me the results? What do you see?
I see 32 participants, that is 94% of those who voted are enjoying the session. One participant said no, and the other participant said so-so. So about 3% no and 3% so-so.
Okay, all right. So that's fine. So thank you so much for your honest feedback. It's very important for us to know. Right, now let me answer the question which has come. about this blind reaction and the fact that this particular thing is natural. So why are you saying that a natural blind reaction is undesirable? See, the problem is this, that when you react towards any feeling or sensation that arises in your mind, if you are reacting because you did not like it, suppose you had a negative feeling and a negative sensation, you did not like it, so you are reacting. The problem is that just because you did not like it, you cannot really change it much. Okay, it's a fact. So there is no point in fighting and creating unpleasantness. Now, somebody might say, but if my sensation is happy and my feeling is positive, why shouldn't I react? Should I not enjoy my good feeling and good sensations? The problem there is that right now it is happy and good, but it may turn to negative. Then you will start feeling bad. So whether you react positively or negatively, the fact that you react can lead to a problem in the future, because things will never always be positive. Even if you are really good, even if you are really doing the right thing, there will be some people always who will always give a negative feedback to you for some reason, because they are jealous, because they don't like you, whatever. So you cannot always, and if you start getting used to being happy and being getting a positive sensation, then it becomes an addiction. Then you want it always. It won't happen. It will make you miserable. Okay. So let's assume right now, we can discuss it more a little bit later. The question is, it is very easy to say that you develop bare observation, but how do you develop a bare observation? It's not easy. For that, you have to learn a technique that allows you to look inwards. From the time we are born, we have always been taught to look outwards. For everything around us, for every happening around us, we look for the reason which is outside us. Why am I feeling bad because of COVID? Because there is COVID-19 outside. Okay. But can you ask yourself this question? COVID-19 is happening for everybody outside. But is it not true that the reaction given by two people is different? In your own family, there may be two people. You may have a sibling, you may have a brother or a sister. When something bad happens, the reaction of both the people may not be identical. It could be, but it may not be. Okay. Second point is, so therefore, the reason for things not going as per your plan, the reasons for things to be bad, and hence you feeling bad, is not because of those things, is because of your reaction to those things, because we have never learned to look inwards. Secondly, we never lived in the present. We are always constantly running away from today. Either we go into the past and we start pondering, I wish I could have done that, I wish I could have done that. Or we look in the future, what will happen in the future, what will happen because of COVID-19. We never live in the present. Okay. So we have never been taught a technique which allows us to look inwards, and we have never been able to learn a technique which allows you to live in the present. Okay, that is another thing. The second thing is that just to learn a technique is not enough. You have to practice it. Learning is one thing, but making it a part of your life is something else. So not only do we have to learn a technique, we have to also constantly practice it. Only then it will become perfect. So what we will do now is, we will try out one such technique which will allow us to look inwards and allow us to live in the present. Okay. So are you ready? Shall we do it right now? Okay. Now before we go ahead, there is one fundamental question. The question is, whatever technique that is being taught, how am I sure that this technique is scientific? How am I sure that this technique meets the parameters of a scientific method? Because anybody can say, here is a technique, learn it, but you have to question it, right? So let's see. I'll come to that a little bit later. Let me first talk to you about the technique. So the technique that I'm going to talk about today is called as Anapanasati. This is the technique. Anapanasati basically comes from the ancient language of Pali. Pali was a language which was spoken in very huge part of India around 2500, 2600 years ago. It was the language of the masses. So Anapanasati basically means an, apan and sati. So Anapanasati basically means awareness of respiration or breath, but natural breath, as it comes in, as it goes out naturally. So ana means incoming of breath, apana means outgoing of breath, and sati means awareness. Okay. So now somebody will start questioning. You started by saying that we want to learn a technique by which we can achieve some control on our mind, and later on we want to purify our mind. And then you started talking about the technique of bare observation, and from there suddenly you have gone to breath. Why breath? So the first answer is that breath is something that is always available from the time you are born till the time you die. One thing that is common is you will be breathing. And whether you are a Hindu or a Muslim or a Christian or a Jain or a Parsi or an Indian or a foreigner or a Britisher or an American, everybody breathes. So this tool is universal and omnipresent, always available, applicable to anyone. So that is one of the beauty of using this tool. If I had said that let us use the tool of chanting some kind of a mantra or chanting a name, then somebody will say, what name will he say? Will he say this name or that name, this God or that God? If I say, let us chant Jesus Christ, let us chant Jesus Christ, then some of you who are Christians will be very happy. He is talking about our God. Somebody else will say, why should I talk about Jesus Christ? So let us not get into all this issue about chanting a name. Suppose I say, okay, let us not chant a name because name can create a problem. Let us think of an image. We will make one image and give you that. Again, there will be a problem. Why that image? Why not this image? The third thing people say is color. Let us think, all of us close our eyes and think of blue color filling the whole universe. Somebody will say, why not red color? Okay, but breath is universal and always available. That is one reason. But that is not the only reason, friends. The main reason is it is directly connected to our mind. Breath is directly connected to our mind. In fact, just like you can use a thermometer to measure the temperature of a body in a scientific experiment, you can use the state of the breath to identify the mental state of a person. When we are relaxed, when we are calm, when we are happy, our breath is normal. When we are agitated, when we are angry, when we are jealous, when we are frustrated, our breath loses its normal speed. When we are scared, the breath loses its normal speed. So whatever be the condition of the mind, immediately breath is a direct meter of that mind. So if a mind is agitated, the breath is irregular. If the mind is calm, the breath is also calm. So because our breath is directly connected to our mind, and because it is always available and universally acceptable, we can use breath as a tool for achieving control on the mind and later on for achieving purity of the mind. What are the benefits? Before you learn a technique, before you spend some time, you should know what are the benefits of it, isn't it? So the first thing is that it helps to deal with fear, anxiety, and pressure. The three problems that all of us are facing, especially in the time of the pandemic. We are all living in constant anxiety, fear of the unknown, and pressure of our expectations. We always do it, but in the pandemic time, it is far, far more. It will calm and relax your mind. All around us, there is news about misery, news of death, news of deprivation, news of job losses, and we get disturbed. But if you want to proceed in life, you have to be calm, isn't it? And you have to be relaxed. But how to become calm and relaxed when so much of gadbad is happening around me? This technique helps you calm and relax the mind. It allows you to experience happiness and peace right where you are, right when you want it. And for students especially, it helps in improving your concentration and enhances your memory. Now, I'm making all these claims without giving you any proof. So people are worried. He's making so many statements. He's talking about it, but where is the method and how to do it? So don't worry, we will do it. Now, what we will do now is, I don't want to give you a lecture, enough. Now I want to go for some practical trial. So I'm going to give you some very basic instructions. First of all, I want to know how many of you are now interested or motivated to try out this technique. Okay, how many of you are interested to try out this technique? I mean, if you are not interested, if you feel that what I'm talking is all useless and irrelevant, then why should we waste our time? So maybe Darshana, you can ask, they can just say yes or no on a chat window. If they want to do a practical trial, they should type yes or Y. If they don't want to do a trial and they want to leave the meeting, they should type no. Then we can stop the meeting, because already we have reached 5 o'clock. Can our meeting at 4 o'clock, 1 hour has gone. I have only about 15-20 minutes remaining.
So people are responding yes.
Okay.
I'm
So if you think yes, then I'll take Darshana's word. So what I want to do is, I want to give you some simple instructions. First instruction is, please sit down in any comfortable posture. You can sit on the chair, you can sit on the bed, but don't lie down. You can also sit on the floor if you want to sit on the floor. You are welcome to sit, but sit. Don't lie down. Don't be inclined. Just be comfortable in any position. You can sit on the floor or on a chair or even on the bed. But you have to keep your back and neck straight. That is very important. Your back and neck has to be kept straight, because when you slouch your back, you start feeling sleepy. Then you cannot concentrate. You cannot really follow instructions. Okay? So keep your back and neck straight. And I'll give you some instructions in the audio file. You have to simply follow the instructions. Okay. So are you ready? And now I have a question to ask you. Do you want to have instructions in Hindi, or do you want to have instructions in English? These are instructions for about 10 minutes. So you can type in the chat window either H for Hindi and E for English. You can choose one of the two. I have the instructions in both the languages available. So you can choose and you can tell me. So Darshana will tell me what is the majority decision, whether it is English or whether it is Hindi. Accordingly, I'll open the correct file.
So majority is E, English. So
E in
10 is to 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we will go for English. No problem. We'll go for English. Right. Now, before I give the instructions, I want to tell you a few things. One is, these instructions are verbal instructions. So it's an audio file. There is no video. So just listen to the instruction. The total file length is around 10 minutes. In between, there are some pauses and there are some gaps. There may be a gap for about 1 minute also. So don't get impatient. Just listen to the instructions for around 10 minutes. The first 20-30 seconds are also quiet, and then the instructions start. And my only request to you is just do what you are told. Do not add anything to the instructions and do not delete anything from the instructions. We are trying to test a scientific method, so we should give it a proper scientific trial. In the scientific trial, what you do is you do an experiment, you follow instructions literally blindly, okay? And then at the end of it, you draw your conclusions. So if you mix something and if you get something out of it, you will not know what is the reason. So therefore, to give it a very scientific trial, just don't add anything, just don't delete anything. Simply follow the instructions which are given to you. I'm going to now go offline. I'm going to play the instructions and I'm going to just 1 minute, please. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share with you an instruction file. And I'm going to start the instructions now, but please be patient. There'll be nothing for the first few seconds, and then you will hear the voice. Start. Just follow the instructions.
Now let us practice Anapana for about 10 minutes. Practice Anapana. Sit comfortably, in any posture that suits you. Keep your back and your neck straight. Keep your eyes gently closed. Those who wear spectacles should take off their spectacles during meditation period. Keep your mouth gently closed and focus your entire attention on the area at the entrance of the nostrils. The area at the entrance of the nostrils. And remain aware of every breath coming in, every breath going out. Natural breath, normal breath, as it is. If it is long, it is long. If it is short, it is short. Passing through left nostril. Passing through right nostril. Or through both the nostrils. Just remain aware, do nothing. Just remain aware. alert, attentive, vigilant, remain alert, attentive, vigilant, constantly aware of the breath, the incoming breath, the outgoing breath, incoming breath, outgoing breath. Keep your attention steadfastly fixed on this area, the entrance of the nostrils. Like a gatekeeper, like a watchman, aware of every breath entering the nostrils, aware of every breath moving out of the nostrils. Alert, attentive, vigilant. Incoming breath, outgoing breath, natural breath, pure breath, nothing but breath. Bhavatu Sabba Mangalam Bhavatu Sabba Mangalam Bhavatu Sabba Mangalam. Good, good. Be happy, be happy, be happy.
Okay. So the practical trial of this technique is over. Let's move ahead. And let's see. Let's discuss further. Now, at this point, I want to take some feedback from the participants. So my question to you is, what are your general feelings after doing this practical trial? So let students share their feedback. They can either unmute themselves and speak, or they can type in the chat window. Yeah, so the floor is open.
Yeah, if anybody wants to share their experience, please message. I will unmute you.
Yeah, how did you feel? Just
Yes, I was
you can
going.
speak.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you can speak or you can type.
yeah. So
Whatever you're comfortable.
yeah. Personally, sir, I felt very relaxed.
You felt relaxed. Okay. All right. She has raised her hand. Urvashi. Urvashi Vijaya. You can unmute her, ma'am. Or maybe I'll do it. So actually participants can unmute themselves now. So Urvashi ji, you want to say something?
Sir, Aishwarya is saying in the chat box, I'm feeling fresh and relaxed. Ravi Kumar says nice, relax and lightens, free feeling.
Lightens, free feeling. Okay, fresh. Yeah, that was Aishwarya Totakura, but Urvashi had raised her hand. So we'd like to know what she wants to say. Yeah, now she has again raised her hand.
Yeah, I'm trying to unmute her. Huh? Urvashi, please unmute yourself if you want to say something. So.
Or you can type it out. Anybody else?
So Prachi Karle is saying, feeling like I'm breathing.
Okay. All right. So that's fine.
Vijay says he's feeling very light on YouTube. He's messaging on the YouTube.
Light.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anybody who is not feeling good or who's unhappy or sad after trying it out? Okay, friends. So basically what I have done is I have not taught you anything. Please remember that. What I have done is only given you a practical trial of a technique. Now, if you feel that this technique is worth experimenting further, and if you feel that I would like to know more about this technique, I would like to properly learn it, only then the next slide is for you. There are daily online practice sessions which are being conducted. These are free sessions, there are no charges. And the 3 times that are given are 8 o'clock in the morning, 7:30 in the evening, and in the afternoon or weekends. The one in the morning and the evening, I am told they are bilingual. They are in Hindi and English. But the one in the afternoon during weekends is only in English. So whatever it is, and there may be changes because this slide is quite old. It was made about a month ago. Whatever it is, there is a website which I'm going to also in the end of the session share with you on the chat window. You have to go here and register for any of the sessions, either the morning session or the evening session, and then you have to learn it properly. It's about half an hour to 1 hour, I think, the whole session, where they properly teach you. Okay, they teach you properly, and once they teach you, then you can properly learn it. Okay. Let's go ahead. Now, I want to also address a very important thing, that the title of my presentation was saying scientific method. So I'd like to share with you the scientific aspect of this method. First of all, let us first define what is meant by a scientific method. So one very famous scientist has told us, don't believe in anything just because it is heard by you. Okay. Don't also believe just because many people speak about it and many people rumor about it. Don't believe in anything because it is written in your books. Merely because something is there in the book doesn't mean it is correct and scientifically true. Don't believe anything also just because your teachers and your elders have mentioned it to you. Don't believe anything just because there is a tradition which has happened from so many generations. What you should do is, you should observe, you should analyze, and you should believe only if it meets certain parameters. What are those parameters? It should agree with reason. It should seem logical. And it should be something that is conducive to the good and benefit of all. Only if something meets these 2 requirements, conducive to the good and benefit of all and agrees with some reason, only then you should accept it. And not only accept it, you should live up to it. So do not believe me just because I say that this is a good technique, it will bring you peace. Have you yourself experienced it? If you have experienced any benefit or any calmness or any peace or any relaxation, then I think it is worth trying further, right? Okay. Now, this is not my statement. This has come from one of the greatest scientists of our times. These are the words of Gautam Buddha, and the sutra, or where he has said this, is called as the Kalam Sutra. You can read about this in this book called Anguttara Nikaya, Volume 1. Okay, Sutta Pitaka is a collection of sutras. Sutras are basically statements or the utterances of Gautam Buddha. Many people consider him to be a god, or they pray to him, etc. But to me, he is only a scientist who has done research on the interconnection between mind and matter, and the working of the mind, working of the matter, and how they are interconnected. And this is the statement given by him. So he himself says, don't believe what I say just because somebody tells you. Believe it only if you are able to give it a scientific trial. So please give a scientific trial by attending the sessions, learning it properly, and then you decide. So before I end, I want to just give you today's takeaways. Okay, the takeaways are in the form of a conversation between a human being and a wise duck. Okay, so the human being is like you and me. He says the world is changing. The bird replies, "Don't worry, it's always changing." The human says that our lives are in danger because we are in a lockdown. The bird says life is always in danger. We were never free. The human is concerned that many of us could die. The bird says we have to die one day or the other. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Nobody ever knows what is going to happen, and that is what makes the life really interesting. Okay, we get so much of input from several sources. There are WhatsApp forwards, there are messages available, there is a TV blaring away with lot of information, there are anchors who keep yelling so many things. We don't know whom to believe. So the bird says keep an open mind. That also makes life interesting. And finally, we say we are living in strange times. The bird says, when is it not the case? Okay. So this is today's takeaway. Thank you so much for your participation. I am open to any more questions that you may have. We will take a few questions. We have come to the end of the session. Now the floor is open to you.
So thank you for such a nice and engaging session, which all of us enjoyed thoroughly. And
Okay.
I will also wait for the questions from audiences. We just have one request from someone. Can the audio file be shared? Like somebody on YouTube commented.
The audio file can be shared, but I don't want to share, because what will happen is, if I share the audio file, you will think you know the method, and so you will just play it and meditate. No. I would like you to learn the technique, and then it is available free of cost.
Sure.
It is available free of cost. You can get it easily, and they will tell you where to get it. But don't do a shortcut. You have only watched the trailer of a movie. You have to watch the movie to really understand. So therefore, please, if you are interested, attend these sessions. They are free of cost. They are held every day. Join it. As you have to register, because there is a lot of demand nowadays. So you have to register for it, attend it, and then they will give you all these things. They will give you all the tools which are needed. Before we go, I also have another poll, and I'd like to launch this poll while people are answering the questions. So this poll is on the basis of what is your feeling after this particular session. Has this session motivated you to learn this technique properly, or it has demotivated you that it is useless, we should not try it? Close to 50% of the people have voted so far.
So I think being a co-host, I'm not able to answer, but I would definitely like to learn it.
No, you can answer. See, you are a co-host only for the purposes of administration. That does not take anything away from you.
I am not.
Yeah, it's up to you. If you're not able to get it, are you getting a chance to answer or not?
No, it's not allowing me to.
Okay, it's not allowing you. Okay, fine. I'm going to withdraw the co-host permission temporarily, allowing you, and also from your friend Vijay Venugopalan. I'm going to withdraw the. Okay, anyway, he's not the co-host anyway. So who else is the co-host?
It was just me and him. Yeah, he had to leave in between for the YouTube stream. So yeah, okay. Now I was able to vote. Yeah.
Very good. You are able to vote. So I'll go back to the poll. We have 64% people have voted so far. Come on, guys. At least you make up your mind. This way or that way. This should be at least 100%. I mean, Nobody is forcing you to do it. Nobody is charging you anything. I don't have any shop where I say buy my book or purchase my video or purchase my audio. I'm just asking you to decide and tell me whether you will learn this technique or not. One more minute I'll give you, and in the meantime, the floor is open for any questions also. 2 participants have raised their hands.
Yes, please, sir. That's what I was about to point to. There are 2 people.
So
Yeah.
let's find out what they want to know. Meanwhile, the polling is still going on. Polling is not discontinued. You can poll also.
So can you please make me host again so that I can help you with the...
Oh, yeah, sorry.
No problem.
Sorry. Yes, I'll make you the co-host again. There you are. Ravi Kumar Nayak has raised the hand. Yes,
Yes,
Ravi
sir.
Kumar, you would like to speak? So guys, the voting is still on. There are 5 people still remaining to vote. Yes, Ravi Kumar, go ahead.
Listening. My voice is...
No, the voice is broken, sir. We can't hear you. Maybe you can type your question or your comment. Meanwhile, there is another person, Aishwarya Totakura. She has raised her hand. So, Aishwarya.
Hello, am I audible?
Absolutely audible.
Good
Aishwarya. Go
evening,
ahead.
sir. So my question is, so isn't it a human nature that we need to react? You said blind reaction is miserable, but it's in our nature, and that's the way we communicate, right? So
Yeah.
how can you say it's miserable? Like being happy cannot be miserable.
No, you check it yourself, Aishwarya. See, there is a very deep thinking involved in this. Okay. When you do a blind reaction to all the inputs that come to you, you see, we are not, when you react to something, it doesn't mean you are communicating. When you react to something, you are basically either wanting that thing not to happen or wanting that to happen always. That is the meaning of reaction, blind reaction. See, communication is not a problem. Communication is just, making your point of view clear. But here, what is happening is reaction. That means either you want it or you don't want it whenever something happens. The problem with that is, as I said, it's a very deep thing. The problem with that is that things will never remain the way you want them to be always. Okay, if you are getting a positive reaction to something, and if you get a positive feedback about something, and if you constantly keep reacting, you are then going to become habitual to getting only positive reactions, and that is detrimental to you, because there will be a time when things will not go as per your liking, and at that time you will start getting frustrated and upset. So that's why it is a human reaction, but it is not a desirable thing. We have never been taught how to remain in a state of bare observation, and that is why we feel that reacting is a normal action. Try to live the life of remaining calm and relaxed. I talk about both in the same breath. Okay, let's go ahead to any other question anybody has. So the voting is still on. Aishwarya, I will request that you try and attend this session. You will get answers to your question very well there. Maybe I'm not able to answer it so well, but there are experts there who will be able to answer the question better. So don't stop here. Sign up for those sessions.
Yes, sir, I will.
Okay, I'm going to end the polling because I've given 6 minutes for polling. Just
Hello,
1 minute,
sir.
1 minute. Let me just share the results of the polling. So 12 people out of 22, 63% people have said yes, we would like to learn. 1% says no, I will not learn, and 6% are in maybe. So I presume that those who are in maybe, they might have some doubts. My request to you is, don't be under doubt. Either you ask your questions here, or you can attend the session and get your doubts cleared. Okay. So now we open the floor for any further questions or any other comments anybody would like to give. The floor is open still. Urvashi,
excuse
trying
me.
to, yes, Urvashi,
Yeah.
your voice.
Ex-
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, we are able to hear you now.
Sir, I feel that one should respond to the situation and not react. Because when we react, then maybe it is not in the right way. We should give our response, try to give the
Correct.
response.
Very right. That is the answer to Aishwarya's question. We are not saying that we don't give a response. We are only saying you don't react. Very rightly said, madam. Thank you so much. You have put the right words. We are not supposed to react. We are supposed to only respond.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Anybody else would like to say anything? So if not, then I think it's time to close the session because we have already crossed our limit of 5:30. So thank you so much. Thank you for the organizers of Vigyan Shala for allowing me to share my thoughts today. And I hope all of you really give this technique a trial. I don't have any vested interest except to see you happy and calm and relaxed. So give it a try. If you don't like it, you are free to choose your path in the life. But if you like it, then you will benefit a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your time and sharing such wonderful technique with all of us. And I'm sure everybody will benefit from practicing this technique. We really appreciate आपने almost 2 घंटा हम लोग को पूरा explain किया इस बारे में. So and thank you to all the participants for being here today. And hope you have a good rest of the week and month and the time in Thank you once again.
Please share the link for learning this technique.
Yes. I'm sorry. I should have done it. Okay.
I'm really thankful to you, sir, for such a lovely session.
Yeah. Okay. I am just sharing the link. So here is the link for you to register to this particular for this particular session.
I will also email the link to everybody, sir.
Yes.
People
Thank
who had
you so much. And thank you for reminding me about the link. I had forgotten about it.
Sure, sir. So
thank
you once again, sir. And,
okay.
and hope you have a good day. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Okay.